Morning, loved ones. I'm sitting here in the car waiting for Sam's Club to open. I thought I'd get some errands done early this morning, and turns out it doesn't open till 8 o'clock. So started writing the devotional this morning on our website and looking through our passages, 2 Corinthians chapter 10, verses 12 through 18. And took off a little bit early to run some errands, but turns out that the place is not open yet. So I'm gonna do a video instead of written today. And if you have a Bible, go ahead and pull it out or make reference to it later. I would love for you to read it for yourself on an app or on your own Bible, because like I've said before, there's something about having a copy of the scriptures in your hands and reading it for yourself, as well as hearing it being read out loud. There's something special about both of those and unique. But years ago, when I worked in a steel yard, I guess all of us, we have this sense that we not necessarily know better, but we have a certain perspective, that we have an idea of how things work and how things can work better. And some of us more than others. I have a ray of light that's coming right in my eyeball. I can't avoid it. There it goes. And I remember sharing some things with Dahlia about the company and about how things are working and how they could be working better. And she told me, well, why don't you tell somebody? Or I don't remember exactly how she worded it, but it was in a sense, push for a position of authority, because you would be able to help more, help the company more. And I remember telling her, I don't know if it's something someone taught me or something I just learned over time, is that authority is given, it shouldn't be asked for. Authority is given, it shouldn't be asked for. And it's something that I still believe to this day. And it's something that I believe Paul speaks to today in the passage that we're about to read. So here we go. With that said, just thinking about boundaries and authority. Here we go. 2 Corinthians chapter 10, verses 12 to 18. Paul says, "Oh, don't worry. We wouldn't dare say that we are as wonderful as these other men who tell you how important they are. But they are only comparing themselves with each other, using themselves as a standard of measurement. How ignorant." And it's just verse 12. Paul using some sarcasm there, and you could probably tell in my voice, but if you were reading it, maybe you would not. But Paul being sarcastic there, these guys that are coming in saying they have authority and setting boundaries for their own work, and obviously outside of what God would have them do, because if Paul, being the apostle, filled with the Spirit, writing the very word of God, is telling us different, that what they're doing. And it's funny because he says, who tell you how important they are. A person should never have to tell you how important they are, or even how much authority they have, but rather exercise that authority as God has given it to them within the boundaries that he expects them to work within. These are God-given boundaries, God-given authority. So Paul goes on to say from there, we will not boast about things done outside our area of authority. We will boast only about what has happened within the boundaries of the work God has given us, which includes our work with you. We are not reaching beyond these boundaries, which we claim authority over you, as if we had never visited you. For we were the first to travel all the way to Corinth with the good news of Christ. So Paul, coming from Jerusalem, going all the way across that to Corinth, making his way up and around and through these missionary journeys, reaching Corinth with the good news, now says, this is one of the reasons I am speaking to you, because this is part of the work of God. Not just that I came there, but also that you heard the good news through me, and now others are coming and saying things that are contrary, and saying they have authority, when this is the God-given authority to him as an apostle to the church there in Corinth. He goes on to say from there, nor do we boast and claim credit for the work someone else has done. Instead, we hope that your faith will grow so that the boundaries of our work among you will be extended. Then we will be able to go and preach the good news in other places far beyond, where no one else is working. Then there will be no question of our boasting about the work done in someone else's territory. As the scriptures say, if you want to boast, boast only about the Lord. When the people commend themselves, it doesn't count for much. The important thing is for the Lord to commend them. Paul said earlier to the church in Corinth, wrote earlier in this very letter, that his aim, his goal is to please the Lord. And it hasn't changed, and his message is not changing. His goal is to please the Lord. And part of pleasing the Lord is understanding what work he has given you, with the boundaries of that work. And I love how he says, if those boundaries are going to expand, it's going to expand because the good news went out to you, and then the influence that you have and how that reaches out to others, that is how it expands. And even he himself is going to go to other areas and continue preaching the gospel. So going back to what I said originally, authority is given, it shouldn't be asked for. Authority is given, it shouldn't be asked for. People were recognized as gifted in the New Testament by Paul and by the apostles, and appointed to do what God had gifted them to do. So if we have people that come in and say they're gifted and demand authority, that's a big sign that these people are full of themselves, that they need to there needs to be time, they need to be tested. You need to see them actually loving the Lord and loving people, because a position of authority is not a position to be on people, but rather to lift people up. And I think it's very important. I think people people have been abusing authority, and people will continue to abuse authority. But as servants of Christ, as those given authority by Christ, we need to have the humility of Christ. We will never feel the foot of Jesus on our back pushing us forward, but we will sense our good shepherd in front of us leading us forward. And again, he will not lead us to a place where he himself has not been, or he himself is not willing to go. And I want you guys to think about that as you move about your day. There's a lot of people that have authority over us, our parents, leaders, teachers. You're going about to go back to school, and you know that authority has been given to them. And if God didn't want them to have it, they would not have it. So be careful how you treat people with authority, and make sure that you are living within the boundaries of the the God-given authority that God has given you. And I can't believe we're talking about school and it's right around the corner. So that said, I pray you guys have a wonderful day. I pray you guys get yourselves ready mentally, because I think school is going to be for the most part at home, besides picking up some stuff. And that you would take this year seriously and know that things are going to be different, but you're not alone. And if you need help, please reach out, and we are here to support you. All right, love you guys. Pray you have a great day, and God bless you real good.